It's well, it's easier to be a parent this morning. It's easier to be a dad. It's easier to tell your kids character matters. It matters. Telling the truth matters. Being a good person matters. And it's easier for a whole lot of people. If you're Muslim in this country, you don't have to worry if the president doesn't want you here. If you're an immigrant, you don't have to worry if the president's going to be happier to have babies snatched away or send dreamers back for no reason. It's a vindication for a lot of people who have really suffered. You know, I can't breathe.
A few years later.
Even people who are pushing for this to happen, it's kind of like when your grandpa, you got to take the keys, and everybody, you got to take his keys, you got to take his keys, you got to, and he's fighting, and everybody's so frustrated, and then you finally get the keys back, and then you just cry, because this is somebody that you love, this is somebody that you care about.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! I told you guys the games are about to begin, and I gotta tell you, we're getting actual liberal tears.
Joe Biden is grounded. He's grounded in his faith, in his family, and in our state. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This was a very difficult decision.
But the most hilarious meltdown, guys, is from Van Jones. Okay, Van Jones, the communist who was crying after Joe Biden won the 2020 election. And now he's on the verge of crying again on CNN over Joe Biden dropping out. Again, this man is about to be in real tears over his white daddy dropping out of the race.
Even people who are pushing for this to happen, it's kind of like when your grandpa, you got to take the keys, and everybody, you got to take his keys, you got to take his keys, you got to, and he's fighting, and everybody's so frustrated, and then you finally get the keys back, and then you just cry. Because this is somebody that you love. This is somebody that you care about. This is somebody who was there for you. This is somebody, you wouldn't be here without him. And you had to take something from him. Now, this is not, look, politics is politics. But this is a human moment for one of the great humans in America. This is a huge moment for him, for his family, for all of us who love him, for all of us who wanted him to get across the finish line. But if you're a young person watching this is leadership. This is patriotism. This is what it means to put the country first, and put the party first, and put the cause first. When your arm gets tired, you let somebody else finish pitching the game. That's what Joe Biden has done, and he's done that for all of us. And so I just want to say, I don't know who's going to be the VP, the non-VP. I don't know anything about politics. I just know that I love this man. I care about this man. It was painful every day to sit up here and talk about him like he's just some problem for the party. Wait till we get to the convention. You're going to see people crying, standing, screaming, cheering. He may not get a chance to talk for 10 minutes. We finally get a chance to put our arm around this guy. He did the right thing for this country. He did the right thing for this party. All of us are going to be in this situation someday. And I hope that we take a moment to honor this man and to love this man. I love Joe Biden. I appreciate what he's done. And a lot of people are heartbroken today. Even if it's the right thing, it's still just horrible. This is somebody that you love. This is somebody that you care about.
Guys,
this is somebody who...
Guys, I gotta tell you, guys, I am crying, laughing at Van Jones crying over Joe Biden dropping out. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. This guy, this guy is one of the most pathetic people on television, okay? CNN is officially the crying Negro network. The amount of crying from Negroes on CNN, it blows my mind. Listen, here's the crazy part, right? Here's the crazy part, bro. Listen, they say black conservatives are sellouts, and they always had these memes, okay, of Samuel L. Jackson, Django, like, you know, hugging a white man, crying over the white man. But you literally have a black liberal, a black progressive, crying on CNN over the white man Joe Biden dropping out of the race. Wow. You can't make this stuff up, bruh. You can't make this stuff up. But again, this is what I try to tell you guys about these so-called black progressives, these black liberals, bruh. They just want that hug. They want that hug and that love and affection from the white man, okay? This is what they want. These are the same people who boohoo and whine and cry about white supremacy. But yet, on national television, you are crying over Joe Biden, one of the worst presidents in U.S. history, dropping out of the race. Again, it is pathetic. It really is. These people should be ashamed of themselves. If you are black and you are crying on national television over Joe Biden dropping out, bruh, quit, retire. Okay, you should be ashamed of yourself. Never to show your face again on national television. It just blows my mind. It really does. Because you're crying real tears for the same man that the vice president insinuated was a segregationist, a racist. She says, I believe Joe Biden's accusers. This is the same guy that you guys complain about when you talk about the crime bill or the drug bill or mass incarceration. This guy was hanging out with the KKK and y'all crying tears for this guy, right? Again, I could never imagine myself crying tears for somebody like that. Also, on top of that, Joe Biden is a liar. What have we learned, guys, over the past 3 weeks? Really, we've all seen this and we knew this from day one. But what has become so apparent that even the mainstream liberal media can't deny it? That the Democrats in the Biden campaign will lie to your face, okay? They will lie to your face. They told you up until the last minute that Joe Biden was not dropping out. Everything was fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, this is what their campaign was doing. Even this morning, they were saying Joe Biden's decision is made. He's not dropping out.
Congressman, we heard, as you know, before you, from two allies of Joe Biden who have now changed their position. And we now look at the tally of roughly 40 lawmakers who have called for Joe Biden to step aside. Clearly, leadership is setting up a permission structure for lawmakers to come out and say these things. Has Joe Biden lost control of the Democratic Party?
No, he's not. And he's heard those concerns. And I want to be crystal clear. He's made a decision. And that decision is to accept the nomination and run for re-election, win re-election. And I think that there are those out there that need to hear it again, that he made a decision. He's going to be the candidate. He's going to be the next president. And now it's time to focus on the threat that Donald Trump poses and what the extreme agenda is on the other side.
Yeah, so I want you guys to understand. This administration lied to the people about everything, okay? From day one, they lied about the border. They're lying about crime. They're lying about the economy and inflation. They now are lying about Joe Biden dropping out. They were lying about his mental condition, right? These are the same people that were telling the American people that, hey, if you don't believe that Joe Biden is in the best mental condition that he's ever been in, then F you, right? If you don't believe that Joe Biden is as sharp as ever, just for these same individuals to now turn around and say, well, Joe Biden's dropping out. And, these Republicans are out here calling out our hypocrisy when it comes to us saying that Republicans are a threat to democracy, while at the same time, Democrats are overthrowing democracy in their own party, but yet it's somehow justified.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. Intellectually, analytically, because he's been around for 50 years. And, I don't know if people knew this or not. Biden used to be a hothead. Sometimes that Irishman would get in front of the reasoning. Sometimes he would say things he didn't want to say. This is, and I don't really, I don't really care. Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it. And
A few moments later.
The morning after the debate, I got on and said that the president needed to ask whether he was capable of doing this and take a little bit of time to figure it out. I think he took a little more time than I was expecting, but after saying that, I heard from people that were extraordinarily close to him, people who worked for him, actually calling me up saying, President Biden needs space. If Democrats and people in the media say the sort of things that you said today, and he's not given that space, he's going to be far more likely to get into a corner and stay in the race. So I think so much of what Biden's inner circle did over the last couple of weeks was to provide him that space. And it's what Nancy Pelosi was trying to do. It's why you didn't see like massive defections of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people a day, even though it was starting to get bad. I think the whole idea was give him the space to make this decision. He made the decision. And again, the endorsement of Kamala Harris was something that was still up in the air, even this weekend. And the fact that he came out and endorsed her, and I'm sure that she and her team are fine with that as well, it means that the Democrats can move forward together. And I will say the most telling thing about how positive this may be for the Democratic Party is the Republican response. Earlier this morning, Newt Gingrich was going on Twitter talking about how this is a violation of democracy. It's shocking and stunning that they're delegitimizing the votes of 14,500,000 Democrats. You then, of course, have Mike Johnson going around saying that he's going to do everything he can to try to nullify this, despite the fact Democrats even had their convention yet. So he's standing on no ground at all.
Wow. Incredible stuff. That is Joe Scarborough essentially trying to rationalize in the most illogical way possible that it's okay for Democrats to overthrow democracy within their own party. In fact, it's a good thing that Republicans are pointing this out as if, hey, this somehow is a good look for Democrats to undemocratically stage a coup against a guy that won their primary, right? Like Joe Biden, even though the Democrat primary was not legit, okay, he still won. People still voted for him, okay? They still voted for him. So Joe Scarborough is trying to rationalize this being okay by saying that, well, they haven't had their convention yet. What do you mean they haven't had their convention yet? People voted, right? This guy is the presumptive nominee. What are you talking about? People voted. So again, you're throwing away all these people votes, and these people are justifying it. They're saying, oh, no, it's totally right when we do it, right? Totally fine, okay? These are the same people that lied to you, gaslit you, implemented policies that have hurt the American people, but yet you got people like Van Jones crying on television over this? It's insanity. It really is.
I mean, this is history writ large. We'll all remember where we were and what we were doing at this moment. And just thinking about the president right now, what a man, what a patriot. What an act of selfless devotion to your country. And he has been a phenomenal president. He brought us back from COVID. He gave us the best recovery from COVID of any major nation on earth at a time when the world has economically been struggling in the wake of COVID. The Biden economy is literally the envy of the world. He ended the presidency of Donald Trump at one disastrous term. And he did it while being decent and civil and honorable and normal and occasionally boring at a time when boring was absolutely what we needed. And I just, his career of decades in public service as a senator and as a very successful vice president and as a phenomenally successful president, there is no single thing that he has done in that entire career that is a greater or more consequential act of service and sacrifice to this country than what he has done today. And I cannot, I mean, knowing him a little bit, knowing his personality, having spoken to him, a number of times in my life, both in sort of official and unofficial capacities, I cannot see anywhere in his personality where this decision today was possible. This is the opposite of something that is natural or easy for him. He is just not built to do something like this because his superpower is being underestimated. And that's why he's been so resolute in resisting all these calls for him to drop out. But him making this decision today is to give the country a chance, a reasonable chance at not putting Donald Trump back in the White House, not putting a president back in the White House who refused to leave the last time and summoned an angry mob to try to overthrow the government rather than go. This is Joe Biden saying, apparently it's not me, the one that gives us the best chance to do that. It's got to be somebody else, and so I will step aside. I'm just blown away by the sacrifice and the patriotism that this moment embodies.
I told you guys this is what they were going to do, right? I told you guys that if Joe Biden drops out, now his legacy is going to be, oh, he's a hero, right? He's a patriot. He took one for the team so that we could take down Trump, right? He allowed us to overthrow democracy, to take out Trump, to save democracy, right? Again, this is the narrative being painted by the mainstream media, okay? Spare me all this, oh, Joe Biden's a good person. He's a statesman. He's such a great guy. No, he's not. He's not a role model. What type of role model lies to your face? They piss on your leg and tell you that it's raining. It's deception. It's deceit. And that's what bothers me about these people that are going on national television and trying to act like Joe Biden was such a good man. Ain't nothing good about these people. All these people want is power and control. Joe Biden didn't want to give it up. He was forced to. Democrats forced this man out. They said, listen, we're going to sabotage it so that you can't beat Trump. And then when you don't beat Trump, when you lose, we're going to say you were the worst president ever. You're never going to get a presidential library. And we're putting Hunter Biden in jail, right? That's probably what they told this guy, right? There's no doubt in my mind. That's exactly what they told him. So look at these clowns that are now out here, again, trying to justify overthrowing democracy as if it's a good thing, right? This is a great thing, right? They overthrew Joe Biden. This is awesome. This is amazing. Screw all the people that voted for him, right? This is what they're saying. The Democrat Party is anti-democratic. I'm about to start calling the Democrat Party the anti-democratic party, right? That's my new nickname for Democrats. The anti-democratic party, right? That is the name for this party because that's what they are. So, hey, we'll see, right? All I know is that I'm enjoying the meltdowns already, right? You have these people that are boohoo, whine, and cry, okay? And it's really pathetic. It really is pathetic if you are crying over this man, Joe Biden. I don't want to hear anything about how Joe Biden is such a great man and, he did this for democracy and all this other nonsense and bullshit that they're going to try to sell to people. That's not what this is about. This is simply about power and control for the Democrat Party, and that's it, right? That is it. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.